I were a man, nobody would care how many sexual partners I had. And if it's not relevant for a man, it's not relevant for a woman.
A woman will serve in the highest level of the executive. Simple as that.
That's a little bit from the movie, and you know, when she goes, your character, in for the congressional hearings, one of the questions they ask her is, what would happen if you got pregnant? You know, you're young enough to have that happen, and you're going to be the vice president or maybe the president, and of course you say, I'll have to take some time off, which I think we all understand. However, Al Gore on Oprah a couple of weeks ago, you know what this so ticked me off. They asked him about family, and he said, family's first, and nothing goes on the schedule until after all the family time and personal time. Now, he said this, of course, to kiss the ass of Oprah and her audience who not, oh, wonderful. Well, it's not wonderful. It's stupid. You're the president of the United States.
It's pretty
blow off your family and take care of the world, right?
It is.
No?
Yeah,
we had this exact conversation.
Completely. Yeah. I mean, it's such a monumental responsibility. You're the parent to the nation, really.
Yeah.
You know, you're the main family. You're the leader of the family of the nation, and so.
I say screw the nation.
My
family.
You know, it's amazing. Can you imagine we're in a war somewhere, and you know, Grandma Hilda gets ill, and you're going to go spend 2 weeks with her instead of. It really makes no sense. I wonder, you know.
He said things like, first of all, he said, the family voted on his running. Well, you know, it's okay, sort of, I guess, if a husband is whipped.
Yeah. You know,
But the president, don't we want a strong, virile, manly man? Like Jeff Bridges?
Yes.
I mean,
how about a woman? It's a funny thing, man. It's a funny thing. I mean, move on. It's my mic. I missed it.
Yeah.
You know, compassion, man. That's what is very important. You know, and to have, you know, if your mother is sick or your daughter or your wife is ill, you're not going to say, "Excuse me, honey, they're just about to set the bomb off. I'll get right back to you." You know, of course, you're not going to do that. But at the same time, you want a president, I think, who is concerned about the family. Is when you say, I don't know, I didn't see the show, I didn't see the exact quote, but he said, what was it, take time off, or what was it?
There's a million things.
Yeah.
Well, Oprah, you know, Tipper was depressed for a while. Oprah said, you can't, she said, you can't just phone in and say my wife is sick, can you? And Al Gore said, sure.
Yeah. Well,
I disagree.
It's actually pretty stunning. And remember, Joan, we went to see one of the Senator Lincoln.
Yes.
And we asked her what she would do if she became pregnant, and would she take time off for maternity leave. And I think that she hadn't really thought about it, but sort of agreed with your point of view, that it's you know, of course. I mean, we have. I mean, you have time to deliver the baby back in the office the next day, basically. The people have a right to know that if they elect somebody for office, they got a full-time president, a full-time governor, a full-time senator.
Yeah,
exactly.
That they do have a right to.
Yeah. But by the way, Bill...
Sam, you're a grizzled old rattlesnake who's killed a man just for snoring. What do you think about this?
I think all of these questions are so complex, man. I mean, it's like if you're going to have an opinion that might happen to agree with something, you know, kind of where Jeff was going here about having some affinity and some feeling for your family, and then all of a sudden you're in Gore's camp. You know, I'm not in Al Gore's camp, but at the same time, I happen to believe that the demise of the American family is one of the major issues that's going on in this country.
Yeah.
So there's a consideration there.
But
what
I mean,
Jeff was talking about.
But you know, I think a bigger problem than the demise of the American family is that people think they can have everything at the same time and do everything, and they can't. And to presume that you can be president, to say, I'm going to be president, but family comes first, well, either you're a liar or a traitor. Well, and luckily, we know Al Gore's a liar.
Well, I think that the presidency is a special case. Obviously, because it has the largest responsibility every year it becomes the most important responsibility in the history of the world. Now, if you're a stockbroker or a movie director or an actor, family may very well come first, and the country can afford that. The country cannot afford to have a president.
What kind of hours did you work making this movie?
Well, we worked extraordinary hours.
Everybody. How many hours a day did you work?
16 hours.
Right. So where was your family?
They were back in Pasadena.
Yeah. Here's something that just occurred to me with my own family and how because I'm away from, I got all this, my brain's crazy because I'm trying to prepare for a role, and I've got my kids need me and all that. I find that I am more clear-headed if I if I contact them, stay in the groove with them a bit. If I say, hey, I'm making a movie, I don't want to hear from you guys for 3 weeks, all kinds of stuff builds up with me, the uncompleted business with them, they get upset, and it ruins my
whole... So you're
whole...
on the cell phone with them?
No. So what I've learned is that it's all one. Oh, I should say it in a falsetto. It is all one, baby.
But I mean,
your family, your work, everything is all integrated.
You're on the set 16 hours a day. You have to be there. Right. You can't go to Susie's band recital. Yeah. You just can't.
Well, you don't go. Maybe you don't go to the band recital, but you
go to the ball game.
Yeah, you do what you can. You can't. I think you're going to get. What I wouldn't want is a guy who says to his family, "Honey, I'm president. I'm not going to be able to see you for 4 years. You just have to go do your thing." That's going to be certain things are going to build up.
That's how we got Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be right back.
Look me in the eyes and tell me that Lane Hansen is your first choice for the vice presidency.
Lane Hansen is my absolute first choice.
Oh, I so want you in my poker game.
What a guy!
Man.
You know what? That's why I like this movie so much. It gets at so many of the issues I've been saying for years. Like, one, you have to lie to get elected or stay married. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, it's not a segue from yours, but I think the best thing I ever did as a director is that I gave this man a haircut and took off the mustache. Look at him, he's amazing.
Yeah, he really cleaned up well.
Yeah, he does well.
I don't think I've ever seen him look so corporate and sculpted. And
hey, you're not going to get away with that after the grizzled old man.
We had no idea what it was going to look like under there. He came to meet me and he had a big mustache, and we said it was a risk, but it turned out to be pretty darn good.
Okay. Let me ask
you. What about it? Should women be able to grow mustaches too?
Should women be able to grow mustaches?
Go ahead. Is that what we were talking about? What's right for women and what's not right for men? Don't take it too seriously.
I didn't know that was an issue. I didn't know you could grow a mustache. I mean, I've known a few who could. Hey, I grew up in New Jersey. Come on. Yeah, I was going to refer to that clip from the other segment where you say that if a man had been accused of these kind of sexual allegations, it wouldn't be such a big deal. And therefore, it shouldn't be such a big deal for a woman. In other words, there's a double standard. But I've said many times on this show, double standards exist because there are two sexes. You know, I think double standards are actually appropriate many times
in some cases,
with men and women because men count their prowess by how many conquests they have, and women count their prowess by how many conquests they resist.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So a woman should be destroyed for having had a sexual past?
Oh, no. I mean, I'm not saying that.
That's the point that I think that we're trying to make in the film is that the question would never even be asked of a man. But it is asked of a woman, and if it's not appropriate to ask it of a man, it's not even the word appropriate may not even be right. If we don't care if a man had sex in his past, we shouldn't care about a woman. We shouldn't care if she's had sex with the entire San Francisco 49ers. You know, for theoretically.
But the nation is very obsessed with the Monica Lewinsky situation as well. So, you know, Clinton has been held to a standard as well. I mean,
and he got away with it. He got away with it.
Yeah, he did. But I think that there's more beyond. I think there is a double standard. I think women are held to a higher standard in some way, or a different standard. But I think the nation is not unconcerned with men being in the same situation. As you can see in this campaign, it's being brought up as another issue. You know, or they're saying they're not talking about it or whatever. I think he was brought to task for it as well. I think it might be more that America was founded as a puritanical, you know, sort of nation that has carried down for so many years now.
That's exactly right.
And I've had many conservatives on this show say, you know, you in Hollywood. I hear that a lot here.
Right.
You know, only in Hollywood would you people say that. And I constantly remind them that most of the American people who are not in Hollywood did back President Clinton.
That's right. And
as far they pretended they hated him as a human being, but that, well, we're going to live with him in office.
It was an amazing soap opera, is what it was. And when people, you kept hearing people are sick of the Monica Lewinsky story, people are sick of it, and then of course the Barbara Walters thing is a gigantic ratings. All the your show, other political shows, the ratings start going through the roof. I think that America is absolutely obsessed with it, but they let Bill Clinton get away with it. I think if a woman was in that situation, if a woman was president and she was filleting an intern in the Oval Office, I've got a feeling that I don't think the country could stomach it anywhere near as much as Clinton.
Can a woman fillet?
Yes, I think a woman can.
Really, I thought that word only applied to you know.
No, I think I'm right. Am I right, Jeff? Jeff is an expert on this.
There's another interesting question like that in the movie, which is I think it's you have an affair, but you are not the one who's married. Is that adultery if you have an affair with a married person? Are you an adulterer not being the married party?
I think technically not, but de facto, of course. You know, of course you are. Technically not. You know, it's you don't think so?
Well, I'm not married, so if I had sex with a married woman, I would be an adulterer?
Well, like I said, technically not.
I know I'd be a good one.
But you'd be a good one.
I do a hell of a job.
I think what we're trying to say in the film is that both parties have to assume some sort of responsibility for the immorality if it is immoral. You know, that it's one is not scot-free as a result. You know, Lane Hansen is asked if you ever committed adultery, and she's able to say no pretty cleanly, because technically by law she didn't, right, Joan?
Right,
exactly. Don't give away too much.
Oh, we don't
I don't want another crying game here.
Okay.
It turns out at the end you have a penis. Oh, I did it again. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be right. Okay, the movie is The Contender. I tell you, when you go see it, the things that these people say. And I don't know who's on tomorrow. That's how lost I am.